And the Florida Panthers just need one. They win game 5. We'll break this down. We'll get into a lot of other shenaniganery and such. Right now, this is Stanley Cup After Dark here on Teal Town, USA. Good evening, everyone. It is June 14th, 2025. The Florida Panthers win 5-2 over the Edmonton Oilers, and we welcome you to this edition of Teal Town After Dark Stanley Cup Final Edition, your live interactive Stanley Cup Final post-game by fans for the fans. If you want to be part of the show, chat with us and fellow hockey fans all over the world and in Sharks territory on the YouTube page or the app. You can also join us on the socials. You can see them all right there. And, of course, if you want to donate to the program, you can do so on a super chat if you're watching us live, or hit us up on Venmo at Teal Town USA, and that really does help us out the long way. Oh, that sound hockey jerk? Is that yours? No, it is the one and only Ian Reed. Ian, are you guys okay up there after a tough loss today?
I'm fine. I mean, I don't care. I say this every time this comes up, right? I cheer for an American team to win Stanley Cup every year. I don't give a shit if Canadian team wins.
At this
Take
moment,
my passport.
At this moment, there are Royal Canadian Mounted Police on the way to Ian Reed to revoke his passport.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to send me. I'm going to behave. They could throw me over the border. I just have a bad feeling they would just throw me back at this point. Wait a minute. You're one of us.
Ian just became the ball in ping pong.
Yeah. There's like a spot on the bridge because there's a river that separates Canada and the US where I live, and there's like kind of in the middle, there's like a spot where there's two flags, which kind of denotes the border, and I'm gonna have to stand right there. That's my home from now on.
One leg in Canada, one leg.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And we'll somehow get the Four Nation jerseys split in half for you. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. So let's
sell a Smith jersey.
Yes, it's. Why does it have Eklund's number on there?
Melith. I don't know. We're Selamith. I don't know. Selamith.
Yeah, or
or
Smith Breeny. I don't know. But wow. So this game, 5 to the final. Brad Marchand. Is it a little too late to go on a Conn Smythe run or whatnot? 6 goals in the Cup final alone.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be the Conn Smythe is going to be so interesting this year because I don't think there's a clear cut guy. It's probably still Sam Bennett. If we're being completely honest, it's probably Sam Bennett's to lose at this point. He's got more goals. I think Bobrovsky's been good, but he hasn't been like Conn Smythe amazing. Yeah, but he's been good. That's not to take anything away from what Bobrovsky's done this playoff, but maybe it's a 2-horse race between Marchand and Bennett at this point. Wouldn't really surprise me.
I'm looking it up right now, but Mel, I'll see if your knowledge knows. Has there been a previous time where the Conn Smythe has been shared?
Not to my knowledge.
I'm just curious if that's.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing.
I mean, obviously we had McDavid win it, and that's when the losing team has.
Yeah, but there's there's no Oiler right now. Like if the Oilers somehow figure out a way to win, then obviously I think one of them will be the Conn Smythe, because I don't think, like, as good as Sam Bennett's been, I don't think he's been so good that if the Oilers somehow come back and win this series, that the losing team in this playoff shouldn't be a Conn Smythe winner. Like last year when Connor McDavid won it, like he had like he had like a bajillion goals and just like a stupid amount. Like it was a playoff performance for the record book last
Right.
year from Connor McDavid. And it made sense, right?
Absolutely.
I don't feel like this year there's anyone that I would say should win it in a losing effort.
Yeah. No, it's tough. If Edmonton wins it, then yeah, it's McDavid's, but or
Maybe Beal on drive.
style
Yeah.
for that matter. But I mean, you have so many ways you could go. You could go Bobrovsky maybe, but I thinking honestly, Bennett's been on a tear, 15
Yep.
goals in this. You look at Marchand, 6 goals in the final alone. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
freaking ridiculous. I mean, how much is this guy going to get?
Something he's going to get a dumb amount of money because someone's going to pay him a dumb amount of money, and it's going to be. I mean, but again, right? Like you get those guys for the playoffs. Same thing. If you're paying for Sam Bennett, you're not paying for Sam Bennett the regular season. William Eklund had more points than Sam Bennett in the regular season.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's not what you're paying him for. You're paying him for to get to the playoffs and to do playoff things. And
Right.
I've seen the argument out there that like he wouldn't be able to do this but I think he's got that dog in him. Like I just think like could he do it to the extent that he can do it on Florida because Florida's just a bunch of pricks. Like they're just a collective group of just really nasty people to play against. And I think it would make it harder for him to try and do that solo on a team because then obviously like you can deal with that more easily, right? You can't do that with Florida because if great, you're going to go after Marchand. Well, that's fine. Here comes, Matt Tkachuk to break your ankles from behind,
Right.
you're going to go after Sam Bennett. That's okay. Brad Marchand's coming to break your elbow. Like there's such a pack mentality in Florida where you've got so many guys playing that role. It makes it harder to deal with it because every time you think you can, you kind of, okay, we're going to ignore this guy's shenanigans. But the second you ignore that guy's shenanigans, like there's 3 more guys that are going to come and do the exact same thing.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I think, yeah, Sam Bennett's going to get a lot of fucking money. So is Brad Marchand. But he might, but he still might take less if it means contending too, right? Like I think Sam Bennett's a guy I think is going to probably make, he's going to get a good deal unless he decides to stay in Florida. And again, and people are like, oh, because of the tax. No, because he just won 2 Stanley Cups.
He just won 2 Stanley Cups,
right? Like
3, and he had an epic postseason where, let's see, I'd rather have my name etched on the cup a third time.
Yeah, like it's
get
people
overpaid
want to
for
win.
11 years to sit on a team that's not doing crap.
Yeah, like so, but I think if he does leave, like I think there's going to be a lot of silly contracts handed out this summer because GMs aren't going to be able to help themselves.
They're gonna be dumb.
They're going to be dumb. Like the free agents class isn't even that great, to be completely honest. And I have to remember this too, because I know like on Twitter, there's always like conversations like, oh, Ian, what do you think of this guy or that guy? Right. And I'm like, oh man, that guy's going to make so much fucking money. But then I realized like the Sharks do have a ton of cap space and they're going to have guys coming off the books. And I do need to like, it's hard, right? Because like you don't want to put yourself in a situation where, how could I do? Like, you don't want to bring in a guy this summer that's going to basically set the bar that you're going to pay Celebrini more than that. Right. And that's my concern with bringing a guy like Mitch Marner in is that he's going to get this stupid contract and then you're going to have to pay Celebrini more at some point. Maybe you don't do it now, but I feel like, because people are like, oh, well, he has no rights or anything else. But the problem is the longer you beat around the bush with Celebrini, like if I'm the Sharks, I'm locking him up as soon as fucking possible. Because you know why? Because if you bridge him or do any of this shenanigans, you're just kicking the can down the road and that number is only going up.
Next July 1st is when that window opens. The same with the Will Smith for that matter too. I'm curious as to how that goes down. So let's quickly recap this one. As we mentioned, Brad Marchand going nuts. So splits the defense. Although they were parting the Red Sea for him there 9 minutes in to make it 1-0. And then the other guy that's been on a tear, Sam Bennett, with the goal late in the first period, 2-0, kind of puts the wind out of the sails a little bit for Edmonton, but they've been here before, but that was a rough
It
start.
was a rough start. Like, here's the problem, right? Like, if you're the Edmonton Oilers at this point, who do you blame that on? Like, I don't think I think despite the fact that Calvin Pickard has won a ton of games, he hasn't been fantastic, right?
Hmm.
Like the numbers would bear that out. But the most important number obviously is wins, and he had 7 of those before tonight. But like they had 3 shots on goal, man. So it's like, yeah, okay, maybe Calvin Pickard could have been better on one of those goals, but like you had 3 shots on goal.
Yeah.
And I think like this is a team like this, and this was kind of their problem last year too, right? Was like they would let teams get into games early and then have to fight their way back in the hard way. Like you look at game 1 and 2 last year, it was the same thing. The Panthers blew them out of the building game 1 and 2. Yeah, they had a better game 3, but they still lost. And then they had to try and march back from a 3-0 hole. Same thing tonight. Like they same thing the other night, worked out the other night for them because they were able to come back and win that game in overtime. But to have to put yourself in a situation where you have to do this every fucking game, like it's not a recipe for success. And now they start bad, and what are they going to do?
Yeah. But you're absolutely right. I mean, it's tough. Blame can go multiple ways on this one, so we'll see on that. No scoring in the second period. It was kind of a dull one. I think it was like,
It's weird, right? It's like I saw this on Twitter, and it's like you get one period with no goals, and it's like, well, that was fucked up. Like, what am I watching? Because of the way this series has gone, right?
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought like obviously the Oilers played better, but like again, they couldn't get anything going,
Yeah.
and when you spot a team like the Florida Panthers a lead, like yeah, they have been able to come back and win games against the Panthers this series even, but you can't expect to do that every time.
No. No. And it doesn't help that you give up a spectacular goal by Brad Marchand
Yeah.
about 5 minutes in, making Jake Wallman look silly
Mhm.
there for his 10th of the playoffs.
Stupid, just dumb.
Oh, I'm sure McDavid was going, oh, I've done that before many times. Oh, man. And then McDavid comes back to finally get Edmonton on board. I guess they were waiting for them to be down 3-0 to
Yeah,
try to push for it.
that's right. You're not allowed if you're you have to spot them a 3-goal lead before you start doing anything.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for Connor McDavid to finally get into the scoring in this series. Obviously, I think he's been a little quiet offensively.
Yes.
But again, you're going up against Sasha Barkov. That shit's going to happen.
Big time. Super chat from Rob Iman. Thank you very much. Edmonton has to take a hard look at Samsonov this offseason and have a competition between Skinner and Rodrigue before the new regular season starts.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year after this, I don't think like last year. You kind of look at things and then you go, okay, well, yeah, but then, Stuart Skinner kind of locked it down and they were really good. And they marched all the way back to game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that again? Like after this playoff, can you be the Edmonton Oilers this summer and go look at your goaltender and, be like, this is fine. I don't know, man. But then again, like everyone's been talking about like, oh, they've got to fix their goalie. They've got to fix their goalie. And they haven't yet. And Samsonov would be an interesting one for them. I wonder, it's hard, right? Because I think like they probably should have addressed this sooner. You would think that like I wonder what this team would look like with a guy like Mackenzie Blackwood behind it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I know we've been preaching that all season long, how they...
And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, Colorado didn't make it past the first round either. But I think, Mackenzie Blackwood was better, like has been better consistently. Like Stuart Skinner is such a hot and cold goalie that I don't know, man. Like for a team with Stanley Cup aspirations, like I don't know what they do. And now on the topic of goaltending, they're kind of screwed because now I get, you kind of have to go back to Stuart Skinner at this point, but like it's everything's on the line now. The Oilers are out of runway. They have no more losses left. And the next time they lose, the Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. So I mean, you probably have to go back to Stuart Skinner at this point. I don't think Calvin Pickard was bad per se this game, but I don't know, man. They're out of options, right? Like they're just
Right.
they've got nothing but basically bad ideas left, and they have to hope one of them works.
So what you're saying is that they have to lay it on the line.
Yes. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they do. They really do though. It's so true. I hate it. Fuck.
Oh, I've heard so many stories from so many people about Sportsnet's coverage. Never seen or heard this ad or this song before,
Oh my god, it's
but
it's
it sounds like
incessant. I think
it's
it stopped. I don't I now that you mentioned, I don't think I've noticed it lately, but I don't really like I have like the game on, but then like second intermission happens, I'm generally doing other shit because I just don't care about panels anymore. And like I will contend that the problem with panels isn't the panels anymore. It's the fact that like there's nothing, you don't learn anything from the panels anymore that you can't get on Twitter earlier, right? Like
yeah.
um the reason why the panels used to be so cool is because that's when you would find out about, the latest rumors and shit. And now, like the second there's a rumor, you know what I mean? It's like it's on Twitter before the panel even convenes. And
Right.
I don't know. I just like sometimes you get some interesting insights, like like because you'll get like former players, and sometimes like they'll have some really interesting takes on a play, and I do enjoy that for the most part, because I think like some of those guys can really break things down. But a lot of times it's just fluff that you've already
That
read
you
on
and I
Twitter.
talk about,
Yeah, or it's
where you should subscribe to this podcast
yeah,
as you speak right now. You should do that. Just
absolutely.
putting it out there.
They do have to play the right way. Yeah, Hank is 100% right. The Oilers have to play the right
Absolutely.
way the rest of the series now. I mean, they're out of runway. Like they you have no more fuck ups. You can't spot this team any more leads. They have to win. I mean, I I can't imagine the Panthers losing at this point, but
It'd have to be a meltdown. I mean, you were up 3-0 in game 4. You're up 3-0 in game 5. You dominated them in game 3, where I think you broke the Oilers a little bit. You're going back to a home crowd. Um, you know, it's huge. It looks like a team of destiny, but at the same time, man, if there is a team that can do it, it would be Edmonton, and I would love for another game 7. And again, I'm hoping if we get a game
oh yeah,
7,
game
it's
seven's
going to
always fun. Like
overtime.
if this ends Tuesday, then whatever. But if we get another game 7 of it, fantastic, right? That's what you want. I mean,
Right.
that's the dream. Um, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm kind of fine with it either way at this point. Like, um, I don't know, man. This has been a really good Stanley Cup final, with I think the exception of Game 3.
Yeah,
This has been a really fun final for the most part. So,
yeah.
if you want to give me 2 more games of it, I would not be opposed.
No, no. This was a pretty good one.
But I don't have like last year. I was like fully on the Panthers bandwagon. This year, I'm kind of like whatever. I don't really like if they win, great. If the Oilers win, great. I don't really like. I don't
That,
feel anything this year, and it's upsetting me a little bit.
but that's the best part of it, is that you are not like if the Sharks were in it, we'd be freaking out and
Yeah, but
be
you want to feel something.
emotional. But yeah, no, I get it.
You know
You
what I
want
mean?
to
Like it's you want to feel something, a little bit of something, but I don't know. I think I'm just so jaded by but you gotta cheer for the Canadian team. And then it's like, because if you're one of those people, then you have to get really mad when people are like, oh, look at all our Stanley Cups in America. And that shit doesn't bug me. I think it's dumb, but like, does it affect me any? No, I just think that people that go to that are just fucking brain dead.
Especially since, you hear the chants in Florida of USA, USA, and it's like you have Canadians, you have
I like
Finns.
when you chant
It's
USA when the Canadian guy beats up the American guy. That's my favorite.
like, what? What are you doing? Like, no, I think what was it? I think I was watching Dangle's live stream,
Yeah.
and they were chanting USA, USA early on, and then Max Pacioretty gives Toronto a lead, and he just throws it right back to USA, USA. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's what you got, Hank Vesuvius saying, anyone else catch that fan ripping off the Oilers jersey and had a
Fucking dumb.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he did
Oh
exactly
my
what it looked like he did. He got his 15 minutes
Oh,
of television,
that's all
his
you
15
learn.
seconds of television fame.
And if
It's
you live,
so, yeah, like, I
if
mean,
you,
ballsy to do that in Edmonton.
if you work in Edmonton, if you live or work in Edmonton, I mean, you have to think someone's talking to you on Monday at work. Like, what are you doing, bro?
There's this dumb sports gambling ad up here where it's like every game's your game, and it's like this guy like placing bets, and every time he places the bets, he changes like the jersey. That's what I immediately thought of.
I mean, how many sports betting ads are there? I mean, let's be real here. Let's add on the sports betting ads, the ads behind the net, the ads on the jerseys. I mean, they're single-handedly putting the cap over $100 million soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marty, he and his lady hates a lot. I do not hate the West, and you know that, buddy. You know that I do not hate the West. I don't. Again, and I wish I could feel something for like this Oilers team, man. I do, because I just wish I had a dog in this fight a little bit, like just a potential, like just a passing dog in the fight. I wish I had that, just because again, like the Sharks aren't playing, it's fine. You bandwagon a team or whatever. I can't do it.
Right.
I don't know why. I feel nothing. Maybe it's Vander Kane. I don't.
It could be Evander Kane. It could be Florida. I mean, thinking,
but I don't feel anything for Florida this year either. Like last year, I was all on Florida last year.
Think back to 2023.
Okay.
Okay. If Chicago doesn't beat Pittsburgh in their last regular season game, Pittsburgh is going to the playoffs. Florida stays home. They don't beat up Boston, which had the best regular season ever. They don't shock Toronto. They don't sweep Carolina, and they don't get destroyed by Vegas in the Stanley Cup final to have that revenge. I mean, I don't want to hang it on them to go a la either one of LA's championship runs, which seemed like a miracle.
Yeah,
but I mean, if Pittsburgh beats Chicago in the last regular season game, it makes you wonder: is this Florida team right there? Because they struggled to get in that year, and now look at them; they're on the verge of,
because they're built for the playoffs. They're, you know what they are. You know who the Florida Panthers remind me a lot of.
Go ahead.
2010s Kings, like the 2010 era Kings teams. Well, they do, but no, look at because the Kings were the same way, right? They didn't do shit in the regular season. They looked fucking they looked pathetic at some points in the regular season, and then the second the fucking puck drops in the playoffs, they're the Kings again.
Yeah, I mean it's a great comparison, to be quite honest. Indeed. From Greg Wyshynski, Knobloch not ready to make a goalie call for Game 6. Obviously,
it's Stuart Skinner. Come on,
but
let's be honest. There's no way they go back to Calvin Pickard.
But defended Pickard's performance, saying he didn't have much chance on the goals he surrendered.
Yeah, but he said the same thing about Stuart Skinner, and then started Pickard. So,
yeah,
I in my opinion, like if you're the Oilers, they have to go back to Stuart Skinner, in my opinion.
Stewie. Yeah.
You tried. Yeah, look at it. If Calvin Pickard wins tonight, then it's his net, right?
Oh, absolutely. Or if he has a really strong performance, I think it's his net going to Game 6.
He had to win.
He had to win?
Yeah. I think he had to win. Maybe if it's a 1-0 game, maybe
Yeah,
you go back to Calvin Pickard. I don't know. I feel like though with the way the game went tonight, you have to go back to Stuart Skinner.
it remains to be seen. I would have to think so. I tend to agree with you. You got to go with Stuart Skinner.
Because I think
And-
Stuart Skinner at his best has been better than Calvin Pickard at any point in this play. And again, I understand people are gonna be like, oh, but Ian, like Calvin Pickard has 7 wins in the playoffs, but look at the rest of his numbers. They're not good.
So we always talked about that awkward moment where Ray Ferraro is talking about Jake Ottinger.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it up there via Twitter, but it's a smaller confines. Like it'd be like, this is Stuart Skinner over
Speaking
here.
to your mic.
It's like Stuart Skinner's like maybe like what, a foot away from
I haven't really been on Twitter. Like I
oh,
was on a little bit. Like I kind of like I hit like I refresh my feed like once every little bit. The problem is because like the one thing that when you stream the game instead of watching on TV, there's a delay,
right.
and I hate like, oh, the Panthers scored and oh yep, there they scored. Like so
Right.
I find like when I'm watching games, I try not to like super sit there like refreshing Twitter for that reason. I mean, and for lots of other reasons right now. Like even my carefully curated timeline is pretty fucking bonkers right now. So
Oh, that's an understatement today.
yeah, yeah. So like, you know what I mean? And like, I don't. It's not why I'm on Twitter, man. I hate that everything. Like, yeah, it's not like I'm not gonna diatribe on Twitter. Done that a million times.
No, but I mean, it's Brian Boucher next to Stuart Skinner and, Kenny Albert and Eddie Olczyk are saying, so I know he's sitting literally right next to you, but yes or no, Brian, who should start game 6? And it's like, oh, it's this guy,
Yeah. Yeah, no, they look at like Stuart, like I said, when Stuart Skinner has been good, he has been better than Calvin Pickard. And look at it's do or die at this point, man. So you got to go with the guy that got you there. And look at I with credit, I don't want to take anything away from Calvin Pickard. Calvin Pickard comes in, he saves their ass against LA. That series turns. That series could have, if and the only reason Calvin Pickard lost the net was because he got hurt, unfortunately. But then Stuart Skinner did a lot of heavy lifting the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to go back to him. If he's the guy, you got to go back to him. And then if you decide he's no longer the guy, then that's obviously something you have to deal with this summer if you're the Edmonton Oilers. But I think right now, Stuart Skinner should be the guy.
Yeah, I think you have to go with him no matter what. I mean, maybe an easy yank to pull. I don't know.
I don't is the lead, but I think at that like look at I mean I don't envy Chris Knobloch in this situation because I like is it Stuart Skinner with not a lot of rope, but then again like so you're gonna like Calvin Pickard wasn't very good tonight either, so I like at this point I know it's do or die at this point, but like is the rope short because you can't if you put in Calvin Pickard and he immediately gets torn apart like there's just it's not there's no good answer if you're Knobloch at this point, right? Your back's against the wall. There's 2 games left and you have to win both of them. There's potentially 2 games left. I mean, if the Panthers win, obviously next game it's over. But like if you're the Edmonton Oilers, you're not looking at it like that. You're looking at it as we have to win 2 more games.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
I don't think there's a good answer here. I mean, the team has to be better in front of them. They can't be a team who's going to be like, you can't spot them 3 goals.
No.
Right? Like the team has to be better in front of them. They have to get offense going. They can't spot the Panthers a bunch of goals. Like you can't have a 3-shot first period.
No. Definitely Sharks-esque there a little bit in this game early on, and the momentum.
Well, it's just because like again, over. Like you have to like they had 2 guys nominated for the Selke this year, right? Like 2 guys in the top of the Selke like silliness, right? It's a tough team to play against. 1, they're mean. two, they can defend really. They defend great.
Yeah.
They have Sasha Barkov's probably the best two-way forward in the league for now. Until Macklin Celebrini gets a little more experience under his belt.
Before it gets renamed the Patrice Bergeron Award, or the Yuri Lettinen Award, or the Sasha Park. You know where I'm going with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
if they're renaming awards, leave them alone.
but now Game 6. I mean, Florida tinker at all or anything? I mean, maybe to get some extra names on the cup for Game 6.
Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, Paul, look at it. They're going to keep doing what they're doing, right? Like they've come in with a game plan, and for the most part, it has worked to their advantage. Yeah, like last game probably didn't go the way they wanted it to go. In Game 4, obviously not a great game for them, but like with the way that they let them back in, but they've done a good job. Look at Connor McDavid scored his first goal of the series in Game 5. What they're doing is working.
Yeah.
Why would you deviate from that? It's gotten you to the point where you have to win one more game to get your name on the Stanley Cup a second time for the second year in a row.
Because I would love to get Nico Sturm's name on there, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's a tough one. See, and Hank Vesuvius saying great minds think alike, but if they play Sharks legend Nico Sturm, it's a lock. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if somebody's got a lingering injury, it's going to be interesting. But now
you're one win away from the Stanley Cup. You're not changing anything.
Yeah.
I look at. I love Nico Sturm. I love me some Nico Sturm, but let's be honest here. That's not what we're doing.
No,
they're winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Felix is hoping that it ends on Tuesday. I work on the day of Game 7, unfortunately. So for everything to work out.
Game 7? If it's
Friday.
Okay, I can deal with that.
Yeah. So for everything to work out personally, I need the cup to be awarded in 6, since I'm off on that particular day and for that game. Okay, so paging the Florida Panthers, can you get it done for Felix on Tuesday? It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. And if not, oh lordy, come on, let's make it happen.
Hit the super chat.
Oh yes, Hank Vesuvius defensive zone faceoff wins championship. Yes, that's something that definitely the Sharks need to work on. Rob Iman with the $5.99 super chat. Thank you very much. You can't bring back Pickard next year. He's not a true 1B goalie. Even Jake Allen is an upgrade from Pickard in the tandem situation. Hey, Rob, stop it! No, don't you dare. We need someone to be 1B with Askarov. Don't
steal my Jake Allen.
You keep that up. I'm gonna make you drink Pepsi.
You want to talk about a guy who's gonna be really awesome on TV when he's done playing? Jake Allen, man. The way Jake Allen can break down a play, like he could just. It's hard to break down a play that even like the dumbest person could get it, and Jake Allen does that. Like he's so good on TV, and I've only seen him on TV a couple of times, but man, he is going to be awesome on TV the second he is done playing. Back to the super chat point. I don't know, man. Like I just feel like you probably need. But is Stuart Skinner a true 1A? Like at this point, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. Like I don't. It's such a rough thing, right? Because I think there's been times in the playoffs where Stuart Skinner has been just fantastic, but then there's games where he's just not, and I don't know if you can win a Stanley Cup with Stuart Skinner as your starting goalie. Maybe I'll be proved wrong if things go the Oilers' way in the next couple of games, but I don't think you can win a Stanley Cup with that guy. I think, I mean, you want to probably solidify the backup position, but I think they need an overhaul in net, period.
It's kind of like Martin Jones in 2018-19. Seemed like he can save anything to save his life, but who are you going to go to? Aaron Dell?
Game 6.
Yeah, and then you have Game 6, but then
like Game 6, he's unreal. Like he's the Martin Jones of all, and like I don't know, man.
Yeah, I forget who scored that overtime goal. So I don't know. But yeah, so Game 6 Tuesday night. It's at 5 p.m. locally here on TNT, or if you're watching out on CBC or Sportsnet, uh, be on the lookout for that. We'll be back with you for that.
Mhm.
Um, should we do something tomorrow? I know this is probably an off the air chatter, but
What? Sorry,
to do something tomorrow, or are you celebrating Dad's Day up there?
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Maybe. Yeah, I probably. I mean, even if I am, like, we would do it at later anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
Right.
Being as I live in the Eastern time zone and kids go to bed for school.
They're still in school still.
Yeah, dude.
The most of them. It's so weird down here. It used to be you started the day after Labor Day and then
Hmm.
finish up mid June,
Yeah,
like
that's
this
where they
week.
are. They finished the end of June. Like they probably got like.
Now they start in like mid August and finish before June begins.
Oh yeah,
So
no, they'll be done probably somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. They'll be done by the 27th at the absolute latest.
so we'll see how it goes. We know one thing for sure: the cup will be in the building. We'll be going to
Yes.
3 Sharks on Tuesday, or definitely 3 Sharks on Friday. That remains to be seen. We'll be back with you for that on Tuesday. So they will fly out and then get some rest and then
Yeah, we could do something for Wednesday night. We have a draft thingy that we're gonna do.
yes. Can't wait.
So that'll be fun. It'll be me, it'll be Jules, and it'll be Mark. We'll be doing some draft stuff on Wednesday night, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern start. I'll tweet out more details once I have them all
Absolutely.
locked in. But that's basically draft stuff. We're gonna do some. We're gonna have some fun. We'll have some lists, and you can have
Yay.
your questions ready, and we'll
Yes.
probably talk about maybe some later round guys that we could look at for the Sharks to possibly select in the later rounds as well. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. And not to mention the of course the first round draft bonanza on Friday, June 27th. That'll get going
Yes.
probably around 3:30 Pacific time our time. So by all
Yeah.
means, this is your reason to hit subscribe. Keep that notification bell on and everything. So please do so. If in case you missed anything and watch this again, check us out on the YouTube channel. These games we don't usually go to audio, but now that there is a cup clinching possibility, we probably will jump on to the audio side. So appreciate each and every one of you on there. You can find everything at tealtownusa.com. Final thoughts?
Not really. I mean,
Okay.
be good to each other. I don't know.
Yes.
Be good to each other. Just be good to each other.
You
Like,
know, let's be
love thy
honest
neighbor.
here. It's been quite an interesting week,
Yeah.
and I think it's safe to say, to quote the great Jerry Springer, take care of yourself and each other. And until then, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night.